Tamara and welcome to my YouTube channel. Today I'm going to talk to you about the INTP and the ENTP romantic relationship. And I've been wanting to explore this combination for a while because I've seen it in action, and it can either be really, really good or really, really bad. So if you have ever been in this relationship combo, please comment below and let us know what it was like for you. And you would think, because the difference between these personality types is simply extroversion and introversion, that they would be exactly alike, but they're not. And that's why I tell people when they argue about extroversion and introversion, you kind of need to look at the whole personality type, because one letter changes everything. It changes a lot about that personality. So you are going to find some similarities in this relationship. So for example, they can enjoy really stimulating and fascinating conversations with each other. They both have a sense of needing independence. So it's fun because they can share closeness with each other, but they can also enjoy the fact that each of them like some level of independence and to be doing some things on their own. They're both very imaginative, creative, curious, knowledgeable, and ambitious. They both can adapt pretty easily to things and can be flexible, and they like to be inspired by things. In fact, that inspiration can really drive their actions in life. They may not have very many rules in their household, and so they kind of have a relaxed, go with the flow kind of atmosphere. I think this type really values fairness, which can cause some friction later in the relationship because they're both thinkers, and thinkers tend to gravitate towards what is fair. That's important. And they can find their differences in each other and different things very stimulating, whereas some couples have a very difficult time with that, but they like new things, new ideas, things that maybe seemingly don't go together or that would frustrate some other people. They don't mind diving in there and figuring things out. That's part of the fun for this type. One thing I've noticed about ENTPs is many times in relationships, they like somebody who's calm. More often than not, I've seen them more attracted to introverts, but not always. And what they like about the INTP is that they can be intense, and yet they can be very calm and easygoing in some ways. They like helping to bring out the more social side of the INTP, which the INTP definitely appreciates, and helping them to be more social and making them comfortable in that arena, because they value the INTP's ideas and imaginative ventures, and they believe that they should be shared with others. So they're very encouraging, or can be in that way. INTPs can be drawn to ENTPs because of their charm and their charisma and their social abilities. Even though one of the good things is that sometimes ENTPs, even though they can be very social, they also tend to be an extroverted type that needs some downtime, that needs some time to themselves to navigate independently. So that really helps in this combination. The INTP can help the ENTP to channel some of their many ideas into the results that maybe they were wishing for, or to channel them a little bit better. Through this relationship, ENTPs can learn to become more compassionate with others, and the INTP can become more realistic on some of their ventures. So when it's good, they can enjoy a closeness and an understanding with each other. But after a long period of time, there can be some downsides to this relationship. Both types can be very career-driven. They can be very much into their occupations. And sometimes when your focus is on your career or on your projects, then you can start to gravitate away from the relationship. And so that's an area that they need to make sure that they pay special attention to, is that we're also focusing on the relationship and giving it the attention that it also needs so that it can continue to flourish and blossom. Many times we look at the ENTP as the debater of MBTI, but INTPs also enjoy a great debate. So in a relationship, sometimes that can be fun, but when it starts to become too competitive in nature and it becomes who's winning this argument or who's right, then they can start personally attacking each other and bringing each other down. And it can come in between their closeness and begin to create some friction. Both types can be strong types in some ways. They're not feelers, so they may struggle to tell each other, hey, you know, you're hurting my feelings. You're making me feel bad. They may not have that dynamic, or they're too prideful to do that. And so when they get into, or if they like to debate with each other, they can take it too far and not even realize that they're stepping on each other's toes the way that they are. And so then hurt feelings can result from that. Since they are both intuitive and they're not censors, sometimes they can miss out on facts and details that they don't realize that they are missing out on. So they might not finish what they start. They might each start a lot of projects or have ideas, and they never complete those ideas. So they have all of these things going on, or these new business ventures, or I want to try this organization or whatever. And so they can end up having a million different things going on if they're not careful, or if they haven't developed that J, that sense of closure, and they can really irritate each other with that, because it can become the blame game. Well, you didn't complete this, or you were supposed to be responsible for this area and that never got finished, and you did this. So they can really resent each other for their unfinished projects and find it extremely annoying. So their environment might be totally changing all the time. One of them might be changing the furniture around or recreating their environment, or just always have this level of movement, which in some ways can be a lot of fun for them, but by the same token, it can become aggravating without one person to sort of ground the other in that area if it starts to get really out of control. And then as far as that debate issue, if they get into a bad place in their relationship and their relationship is on the decline, they can start one-upping each other. They can start manipulating. I was reading somewhere that if an INTP is really angry, they can be good at honing in on a weak area and just absolutely pecking it like crazy, and like not stopping and just zooming in on that area and totally wreaking havoc on someone if they want to. And I've seen that happen in relationships in this combination, where it's, I'm gonna bring you down, or I'm gonna manipulate you out of money so that I can do my projects, or I can do my goals, or I'm not thinking about what your goals are, even though my goals impact the whole household. I'm going with it, you're not gonna stop me. And the other one is like, what are you doing? You're gonna cause us to lose everything. And it just can turn into just a boxing match, a one-upman type of show. Who can get who the worst, who can drive the other one crazier. It's just like constant schemes and undermining. And so it can get really ugly really, really fast. If one person is more in love with the other person, then they can become weak, and then it just creates chaos everywhere. It can create chaos with the kids. INTPs are going to need more think time than an ENTP will. They might be thinking, you are talking and going on and on and on when I need some time by myself to think through some things and figure some things out, and you are in the way. So they have different needs as far as extroversion, introversion. They can also be the total opposite socially, whereas ENTPs are engaging with lots of people and want to have lots of social events and be involved in that. INTPs can kind of be, some of them can be quite shy and not feel comfortable in that social arena all the time and need more downtime to rejuvenate. So that can cause some friction. So what are some ideas that can help this relationship so that it can gel better and so that you can have a successful, prosperous relationship? If you and your partner are having a heated debate, then ENTP, you might want to take a few steps back and give them room to express themselves, because introverts sometimes need a little bit more thought time, but you might be like, wow, you know what? You're making a great point. So give them a little space. Be okay with allowing them to win sometimes, because after all, you're in a relationship and you care about that person. I think both the types can enjoy surprises because they are spontaneous and they are idea people. So they enjoy new ideas. So give each other things or do things for each other that are unexpectedly good and fun. Give the INTP plenty of room to think things through before they make a decision, and some level of privacy. It doesn't mean that they're pulling away from you. They just need a little bit more downtime. The good thing is sometimes ENTPs need this too. INTPs, be okay with your partner socializing with other people because they enjoy that. That's a part of who they are. So be okay with that. Give them the space to go out and enjoy their friendships, because it makes them feel good to be around other people. And if you don't want to always do social things, let them know that you're okay with them doing some things without you, that it's really okay. INTPs, be a good listener. Be a listening ear for your ENTP mate, because extroverts need to talk their thoughts out before they know exactly how they feel about things. And they have a lot of ideas, and sometimes they just need a sounding board. So be that support for your mate. ENTPs, you have an amazing mate, an INTP. So you might want to sometimes, if you're stuck or you're in a complex situation, reach out to them and let them help you to figure out some of those details and be supportive. Give them the room to support you, because they may be able to come up with something very creative that can help you. And maybe find a project that the two of you can come together on, or a cause that you both do together, and enjoy brainstorming together, because you guys are great at that. So I hope this was insightful to you and that you enjoyed hearing about the ENTP-INTP relationship combination. Please give me a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and thank you so much for watching.